Hi, welcome to Tarot for Creativity. I really see the cards as helping you tap into your unique form of creativity. Because when you tap into that, you become aligned and you self actualize. Um, your creativity, what you're here to contribute, we're each creative in our own way. It just has different flavors for different people. What you're here to contribute is the answer, right? And you have to tap into whatever that voice is and then share that with the world. And when you can get to that point, you are aligned and you self actualize. And really, just what gets in the way is all the junk that we have between our voice and sharing it with the world. So I really see tarot as the ultimate tool to connect to your unique form of creativity. So I'm going to pull three cards as I always do, but I'm feeling like I usually pull something to release, something to remember, and something to grow into. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm kind of feeling I just want to pull three cards and do an organic read. So let's see what comes up and what my intuition tells me in the moment. But all of these cards can be applied to your creativity. It's just a different framing for the same conversation I have about alignment. Your creativity is your alignment. It's just an interesting way to talk about it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to pull three cards. All right. So here, the first card is this is the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card about collaboration. Um, each one of these people represents a different suit. I'm actually forgetting exactly how they, I'd have to look it up a second, but there's, these people are building a church together. That's really the scene. And there's like an architect and a designer and a builder, and they're all collaborating together. And each one of them represents like fire and wind and water. Anyways, but the point here of this card is that, when it comes to your creative expression, you can't get there alone. You're going to have to lean on your community and you're going to have to create with other people. Collaboration with other people um, helps you turn your nascent ideas into reality. So I'll give you an example. I've been wanting to share some of my photography in a more structured kind of creative way instead of just sharing it online, actually showing it. And I've been talking to another friend of mine who also takes photos, and she's hosting an event, and she was like, I kind of want to do an exhibition. Anyways, so now I'm working with her. I'm going to be sharing my photos at her event in a couple weeks. So that's super cool. Or with this Substack I'm building, like collaborating. I have a podcast, right? I'm soon going to be doing Substack lives. Like my self-expression is always going to be amplified when I connect to other people, or when I work with people on career alignment. You can only create clarity and create opportunities if you're connected to people who are doing the things that are interesting to you and kind of geeking out and sharing, what you're both interested in together. And that creates this energy and this momentum. So just if you're kind of like in this silo, remember that you have to connect to a community of people like you to grow. And it helps you when you bounce off of other people's approach to a similar topic, it helps you grow as well. Okay, and it like creates new synapses in your brain of what you want to say in your own way. Okay, so that's this one. Three of Pentacles. Then we have the High Priestess. This has been such an important card for me over the past year, and one of the big areas of growth for me. I've written a lot about it in my longer form essays, but essentially what happened to me is I did a lot of healing, and all of a sudden, like the floodgates connected to my creativity were like wide open, and I was like, so many ideas were like coming in. Um, and what I realized, and then I didn't know how to handle them and do anything with them. It's like a slightly different point. But the thing is, if you want to be connected to your creative ideas, you have to create a regular connection to source energy. You have to clear your mind. You can't be on your phone all the time. I also wrote about that. You can't be like distracted constantly with socializing or working or social media or Netflix or whatever your poison is, right? You have to create space to not be stimulated so that you can connect to the collective unconscious. Consciousness is the universal force, and our brains are an antenna, a receptor for that consciousness. I'll talk about that more another time. But you have to, if your brain is all talk, 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 chatter, 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 you're not going to hear your creative ideas. And if you listen to people who are, really prolific artists, they'll talk about how the ideas like come in. That is like not like they come from them. It's like they come in, they ping in. And so you have to create that space. And so the high priestess is really about creating that regular practice to connect to something greater, at least clearing your mind. If you want to take all the woo or a spiritual element out of it, at least clearing your mind and like clearing it of the chatter so you can hear what's true. Okay. And if you don't have a regular practice, you're not going to be able to cultivate your creativity. All right. And so this is about learning that and creating that habit. Okay. So high priestess. Last, certainly not least, okay, is the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, sorry, Seven of Pentacles. This is a card about kind of the journey of creating or wherever it is that you're going. Like so often we get caught up in kind of looking at the end state and it's like, I won't be happy. I won't be satisfied until I'm at that end state. And the thing is every time we like have a win, it's always like on to the next win. And we forget all the work that we've done to get to where we are. So for me, I'm in the process of like kind of reinventing my business and restructuring how I work with people. And sometimes I can get into a headspace of like, oh, I haven't figured it totally out yet. And it's all still a bit ambiguous. And I mean, it's coming together. I have lots of cool stuff that's coming, as maybe you've seen. But also I have to remind myself that look at my whole career and everything that I've done and everything that I'm building is because of everything that I have done and achieved previously. So this is really a card to remind you to like reflect and be proud of what you have done and achieved before, and remember that is informing what you're doing next, right? And even if you're making a pivot, knowing that all the experience you have in the past is going to inform who that person is who's able to make that pivot and like what you're bringing in that's like your unique flavor. So it's just a reminder not to get too stuck on like, what don't I have yet? Where's the future going? And really like reflect and be proud of what you have accomplished, and like let that support you mentally and literally in this phase of building. Okay, so quickly let's review. Make sure that you're collaborating with people. It helps you form new ideas. It helps you amplify your ideas. It's really about connecting to people. Make sure you're creating time to connect to source energy, or at least calm your brain so that you can hear what's actually true, what's actually coming online. The sparkliest idea will percolate to the surface if you reduce all the stimulation. So sometimes if you're super confused and you're not sure, you're probably not creating enough time to be with yourself. And this can be like meditation, but it can also be journaling, writing stuff down. You have to create non-stimulus stimulated time. And last but not least, make sure that you are being proud of what you've built so far, allowing that to support you, knowing that it's going to continue to support you as you keep going. And don't get so caught up in like where you're trying to go that it makes you feel like a sense of lack, right? You want to hold, one of my mentors says, 1 foot in gratitude, 1 foot in desire, right? And so you have to hold this, like, I've done so much. I'm so happy with where I am. I also want to get here. And so this is reminding you to like hold that gratitude for what you've built so far and what your life looks like right now while still reaching to the next thing. Okay. Have a great week.